Hi, Assalamualaikum student. How are you today? So for today we will continue with the other content about the calculation part in our chapter 4 about the reinsurance. Okay. So as for your information, I already explained to you for the reinsurance is about between the primary insurer and also reinsurance company. So they will share the amount of losses between the primary insurer and also the reinsurance company. Okay. So for today we will do the exercise from the passive question June 2018 in the question number 3. Okay, so we will look first about the question. Okay, so based on this question, they already arranged for the reinsurance program. Okay, as follow, which is for the first layer, they have a 60% quota share, which is with the maximum amount of losses is 2 million. Maximum amount of losses of 2 million, meaning here if the customer want to make any claim, the amount of limit, okay, the amount of sum insured maximum is 2 million. Okay, and then for the 60% of quota share, meaning here this is a 60%, okay, will be paid by the reinsurer company. They will pay for the amount of 60% based on the amount of risk, amount of loss. So 60% will be paid by the reinsurer company. So this is the meaning here for the quota share. Okay, so for the 60% will be paid by the reinsurer company, right? Okay, based on the amount of quota share. So the balance, how much the balance? The balance will be 40%, another 40% will be paid by the primary insurer or the sudden company. Okay, so primary or the sudden company, okay, they will pay for the balance which is 40%. Okay, so as for our information, the maximum limit of risk, the maximum limit of loss will be 2 million. Okay, and then in the question also stated that they have a second layer which is 4-layer surplus. Okay, so meaning here if there is any surplus amount, okay, the reinsurer will pay with the 4-layer surplus. Okay, so later we will continue about what is the meaning here, how to calculate for the 4-layer surplus. Okay. So based on the following, calculate the reinsurer allocation between the cedant company and the reinsurer with the sum insured shown as follow. So we have three amount of sum insured, which is first one is 80,000, secondly 800,000, okay, and then lastly for the amount of 6.5 million. Okay, so 6.5 million, right? Okay, so you have to calculate, okay, how much the amount between the reinsurer company and also with the cedant company, okay, that will be shared together based on the amount of sum insured. Okay, so firstly, how you have to calculate for this amount, so you have to do table first. Okay, okay, so you can do a table in order for you, easier for you to calculate, do the calculation part. All right, so you can do in terms of the table first. Okay, all right, table. Okay, so firstly you can write in terms of the amount of sum insured because we will calculate based on the amount of sum insured, right? Okay, and then the amount of sum insured, we have three amount. Okay, so firstly is 80,000, sorry. Okay, and then secondly is 800,000. And thirdly is the amount is 6.5 million. Okay, so this is for firstly the amount of sum insured that you have to calculate between the cedant company and also reinsurance company based on the quota share. Okay, and then for the second, okay, thing that you have to write here is about the amount of retention. Retention meaning here the amount that should be paid by the cedant company. Okay, the primary insurer. So the ceding company or the primary insurer, how much that they should pay for the amount of risk, the amount of losses. So based on the question, the percentage that should be paid by the reinsurance company, by the ceding company is 40%. Okay, so 40% meaning here 40% based on the maximum amount of risk. Okay, maximum amount of, based on this question, the maximum limit is 2 million, right? So 40% times with the 2 million. Okay, so we should know that the maximum amount that should be paid by the ceding company is 40%. Then we have to times with the maximum limit, okay, which is 2 million. So maximum amount that should be paid by the ceding company is only 800,000. Okay, so meaning here for this column of retention, the amount cannot be more than 800,000. Okay, because we already know that the maximum limit is 2 million, right? So maximum limit is 2 million. Okay, and then the amount of percentage that should be paid by the ceding company is 40%. So once you calculate for based on the amount of sum insured, it cannot be more than 800,000. Okay, okay, right. Okay. Next, you have to write, okay, for the amount that should be paid by the reinsurance company based on the quota share. Okay, so quota share that should be paid by the reinsurer. Okay, so the amount, the percentage that should be paid by the reinsurer company is 60% based on the question. The amount of reinsurance reinsurer should be paid. The amount is the percentage is 60%. Okay, from the amount of sum insured, 60% will be bear by the reinsurer company. So 60% maximum limit is 2 million, right? So we should know that only 60%, okay, will be paid by the reinsurance company. So maximum that will be paid by the reinsurer times with 2 million. Okay, so meaning here for the reinsurer, okay, they will pay the maximum amount is only 1.2 million. Okay, so meaning here for the quota share, once you calculate for 80,000, 800,000, 645 million, it cannot be more than 1.2 million. Okay, because the limit is only 2 million. Okay, so that's why for the amount of reinsurer is only, okay, 60% times with 2, the amount of limit is 2 million, so only 1.2 million should be paid by the quota share. Okay, next, okay, we have to calculate if there is any surplus. Okay, surplus amount that will be paid by the reinsurance company. So they will pay they will give in terms of the 4 layer or 4 times of surplus. Okay, that will be paid by the reinsurance company. Okay, so for now we will calculate first for the first amount of sum insured, which is 80,000 ringgit. So 80,000 ringgit meaning here, based on the percentage of 40% that we paid by the reinsurer, once the amount of sum insured is 80,000 ringgit, so meaning here for the ceding company, they just have to pay based on the 40%. Okay, so 40%, then you have to times based on the sum insured given, which is 80,000. Okay, then you will get the amount is only, okay, 32,000. Right? So this is amount that will be paid by the ceding company, okay, which is based on the 40% times 80,000, and they will pay for the amount of 32,000, okay, for the amount of sum insured 80,000. Okay, next for the sum insured of 800,000, okay, 40% also will be paid by the, okay, ceding company. Okay, so we have to times the amount of sum insured, which is 800,000. So the amount that will be paid by the Southern company will be 320,000. Okay, so I want to remind all of you, make sure that the limit for the retention for the amount that will be paid by the Southern company is only 800,000. Okay, so next for the amount of sum insured is 6.5 million, right? So for the amount of sum insured 6.5 million, okay, as we know, the limit, okay, for the maximum limit for this case is only 2 million. Okay, so meaning here, okay, the amount of 6.5 million is more than the maximum amount. Okay, so the amount that will be paid by the retention is only based on the maximum limit, which is 2 million. So we have to times 40%. Okay, 40%. Then we have to times with the 2 million, only 2 million. Why is it 2 million? Because 6.5 million already exceed the maximum amount. Okay, so we cannot times with the 6.5 million because in this question they already stated that the amount of limit, maximum limit is only 2 million. So you have to highlight that the amount of limit is only 2 million. So that's why we cannot times with 6.5%. Okay, so we just have to times with 2 million. Okay, then we will get the amount is, okay, so the amount is same, okay, which is 800,000. Okay, so this is the maximum amount for the retention, okay, 800,000, okay, that will be paid by the Southern company or the primary insurer. Next for the quota share. So quota share meaning here this is the percentage that will be paid by the reinsurer company. Okay, so we have to know that the maximum limit is only 1.2 million. It cannot be more than 1.2 million. Okay, so meaning here for the quota share, the amount that will be paid, okay, by the reinsurer company when there is a sum insured of 80,000. Okay, so 80,000. Okay, then we have to times with the amount of percentage for the reinsurer company, which is 60%. Okay, then the amount is 48,000. Okay, so same goes for the next amount of sum insured, okay, that we paid by the reinsurer is also 60%. Okay, 60% you have to times with 800,000. Okay, so the amount will be 320,000, right? Lastly, for the amount of sum insured 6.5 million. Okay, so as we know, the maximum limit is only 2 million. So meaning here for the quota share that will be paid by the reinsurance company is 60%. But we just have to times with the maximum limit, which is 2 million. Okay, so the amount will be 1.2 million. Okay, so 1.2 million, how is it? We can get for 1.2 million, so 60%, then you have to times with 2 million, so you will get 1.2 million. Okay, because the maximum limit is only 2 million, not 6.5 million. Okay, so next, okay, we will calculate, is it that I have any surplus amount, okay, from the amount of sum insured once we already calculate for the retention, quota share. So is it that have a surplus amount, okay, that we paid by the reinsurer company? So based on this question, we can see that the maximum limit is only 2 million, right? So based on the amount of sum insured, 80,000 is still below than the maximum limit. Same goes with 800,000 is also below than the maximum limit. Okay, but for the last amount of sum insured, which is 6.5 million, it is more than maximum limit. So meaning here we have a surplus. Okay, so we have a surplus, okay, amount which is it is exceed than the maximum limit. Okay, so meaning here we have a surplus amount. How you can calculate for surplus amount, which is 6.5 million. Okay, then we have to minus with the maximum limit is 2 million. Okay, so we have the maximum amount is 4.5